Now at 9, an Anderson celebrity is recovering in the hospital.
We have updates on Hurricane Ian's aftermath and what police are still looking out for.
The annual Ironman competition brought more than just fun to Muncie this past weekend.
And chemists at Purdue University discovered a new finding. We have the latest.
Some pretty neat weather so far, but I'm detailing a big change. A big temperature drop, all that more in my full forecast. Next.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening, and thanks for being with us. I'm Grace Benkowski.
And I'm Kennedy Court.
Now, a nearby Anderson legend is recovering after an accident. NewsLink Indiana's Tara Konechny is here in the studio with us for an update on a story she brought you last semester.
Good evening, guys. Larry the Can Man Van Ness was struck by a vehicle Sunday night, according to a Facebook post. Van Ness was walking Sunday evening when an SUV struck him. He was taken to Community Hospital in Anderson with multiple injuries. He then was transferred to St. Vincent Trauma Center in Indianapolis and was placed in the ICU. Van Ness is suffering a broken left hip, broken left scapula, 2 broken ribs, 2 small brain bleeds, and 2 significant lacerations on his head. Yesterday, Van Ness received surgery on his broken hip. Just a few months ago, I covered the Can Man's mission before his accident. Take a look.
You can find Larry Van Ness all over Anderson, Indiana, doing what he does best.
You want me to get it?
Oh, no. Yeah.
Picking up pop tabs for the Ronald McDonald House in Indianapolis.
Yeah. That one.
$25 million to be exact.
Oh, I love doing it. It saved my life.
Larry is best known as the Can Man. Shadyside Park in Anderson changed his life forever when a family at the park dared him to collect 1 million pop tabs.
We started talking, and they dared me to get 1 million. And after they left, I walked over and got canned.
He set out to reach his goal and hasn't looked back since.
Me feel good because years ago you wouldn't want to know me. I'd have stole off of you in a minute for drugs and stuff. Oh, Lordy. But now I give instead of take. I owe it, and especially to kids.
The Can Man, just turning 75, is set out to reach a new goal, his 26 millionth pop tab. He is roughly halfway to that goal. He spends his days walking outside to find every aluminum tab he can.
And it gives me a bunch of exercise. I walk around town every day, all over. Before you guys came, I was already getting routes done.
How he keeps track of them is a different story.
With the names on it. This is all my hundreds. Then I get 100, that's my thousands. That's how I do it.
Homeless at 16, Van Ness became an alcoholic. Ever since he started collecting pop tabs, he turned his life around. He says he's a walking miracle.
I just decided to be a tabaholic instead of alcoholic. You can do it if you want to. Don't let somebody say you can't, because you can. Look at me. I'm supposed to be dead.
Although this story involves the Can Man, he says he doesn't want it to be about him, but for the kids at the Ronald McDonald House.
I've got little boys and little girls who wants to be can man and can woman when they get bigger. I'm serious. Yeah, they've told me that.
And don't worry, guys, he seemed to be in good spirits while in recovery. He even released this video to his very popular Facebook page.
Yeah, I'm trying to come back, get things started again. It's going to be a while. But God bless you all, and thanks for sticking with me.
And if you guys want to stay updated on his journey, you can follow it on Facebook at Larry the Can Man Van Ness.
Ironman was this past weekend, and not only did it bring in athletes to Muncie, it also brought in plenty of new visitors and customers for small businesses. 2 places in downtown Muncie, the Hayloft Boutique and Mama and Son Soul Food Restaurant, say they saw good traffic in their business from this event, and they hope Muncie continues to host big events like Ironman to bring new people into the area.
Anything that brings in, more traffic and more awareness to, especially the downtown. So the Ironman is, a little bit on the outskirts of town, but people tend to, flock this direction a little bit versus the north side of Muncie. It feels like that's where, most of the traffic always heads. Ironman definitely brings us some business down here, and we love that.
And Kennedy, hoping that they had good weather to just participate in the Ironman, go visit those businesses, and hopefully that stays the trend this week.
Yeah. Nick has more with weather.
Well, I gotta tell you, it was very. Now it's not too bad, 55 at Muncie. A little bit of a cold spot in Terre Haute, 48. But let me tell you, it was a lot warmer than we had it earlier today. We reached 32.
Thank you, Ryan. For the first time in 5 years, North Korea has fired a ballistic missile directly over Japan. Japan said it, quote, strongly condemns the launch. Here's what Prime Minister Fumio Kishida had to say about the incident.
North Korea is believed to have launched a ballistic missile. A ballistic missile is believed to have passed over our country and fallen in the Pacific Ocean. Recent repeated ballistic missile launches are outrageous, and we strongly condemn it.
An escalation that's been quickly condemned by both Tokyo and Japan. South Korean officials believe the missile was launched shortly before 7:30 local time Tuesday morning, traveling over Japan's northernmost island of Hokkaido. Residents on the island were warned to take cover, and train services were suspended before the missile crashed into the Pacific Ocean. North Korea has now launched 5 missiles in just the last 10 days and has fired the most in a single year since Kim Jong-un took power in 2012.
Hurricane Ian's death toll rises as crews in Florida intensify their search for survivors. As of today, at least 104 have been killed in Florida, with 55 of them in Lee County alone. Looking for any signs of life, crews in Florida are going door to door, searching for survivors in communities wiped out by Hurricane Ian.
And those numbers could go up. I pray to God again that they don't. But until we go through the rubble, until we see exactly what we have, we're not certain who's missing and what those numbers will be.
Some people still don't know the whereabouts of their loved ones. Officials say it's still unclear how many are still missing, and it could take several weeks to restore power to hundreds of thousands of people still in the dark. Airbnb is offering free and discounted temporary housing to hurricane victims in Florida. The company announced in a news release Sunday it will use $5 million to give shelter to people whose homes were lost or severely damaged, and for first responders helping in the recovery process. The company is working with local nonprofits to find places for people to stay. Those include Global Empowerment Mission, Core Response, Operation Blessings, and Inspiritus. Anyone who is displaced and looking for accommodations can go online to airbnb.com/Hurricane Ian, Florida.
In Illinois, the Dixon High School student who opened fire at school was sentenced to 30 years in prison today. Matthew Milby, now 23 years old, fired a gun during a graduation practice 5 years ago. He had a shootout with the school's resource officer, Mark Dallas. Dallas shot Milby twice, but no one else was hurt. Milby apologized to students, officers, and families in court before the sentencing.
I cannot undo what I did, but I can take responsibility and apologize. To those that were hurt by my actions, I'm sorry.
During the incident, Milby also shot at a teacher. In a plea deal earlier this year, Milby pleaded guilty to aggravated discharge of a firearm towards a police officer and aggravated discharge of a firearm in a school. Coming up, the Federal Aviation Administration places a new rule for its flight attendants, and it's not what you might think, what they're changing and how they're making it in the plane industry.
And do you love animals? Today is the perfect day for you to celebrate. We'll tell you how you can make a difference around the world.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. Flight attendants will soon get more mandated rest in between flight times. Current Federal Aviation Administration rules say in most cases an airline must provide a flight attendant a 9-hour rest period after being on duty for 14 hours or less. The new rule increases the rest period by 1 hour to 10 hours between these shifts. Officials announced the change at Reagan National Airport in Arlington, Virginia today.
Well-rested crew members are important to safety. Like I said, they need just as much rest because flight attendants are the foundation of aviation safety's culture, starting with cabin safety.
Water may be more complex than we think. A study published by the journal shows scientists uncovering a possible secret ingredient in water. Chemists with Purdue University say this finding may help answer the question to how life began. The ingredient is peptides, the building blocks of protein, which are the building blocks of life. Their study, published in the journal, shared that a mechanism was discovered for peptide-forming reactions in water, which they say could support the theory that life began underwater. However, the chemistry remains a mystery.
A new study says pregnant women shouldn't worry about taking different types of common antidepressants. According to a study published Monday in the JAMA Internal Medicine Journal, use of antidepressants is not linked with medical concerns like autism, behavioral issues, and mental disabilities. The findings are based on more than 145,000 women and their children over a 14-year span. Researchers say roughly 20% of pregnant mothers will face a mental health condition while carrying a baby. Previous studies over the past few decades said antidepressant use while pregnant could cause problems, but those involved with the studies say that the quality of that research could be lacking.
Koalas, seals, and kangaroos all have one thing in common: Australia. The country known for providing habitats to some of the cutest and scariest animals committed to a zero extinction with a 10-year plan. Australia's Minister for the Environment and Water, Tanya Plibersek, says the Labour government has a, quote, very ambitious target due to the country having one of the world's worst extinction records. Australia hopes to turn that record around by pledging to protect 30% of their land as well as 30% of their ocean by 2030.
And speaking of animals, animal lovers unite. Today's your day. It's World Animal Day. The goal of the day is to bring people together to improve the lives of animals. Ways to celebrate can include volunteering at an animal shelter or even adopting a pet from one. As the day wraps up, you can spend some time with the animals that you love most. You can find events around the world for the day at worldanimalday.org.uk. World Animal Day dates back to 1925. Hoping the weather was good for those animals outside as well as your pets if you took them on a walk.
Yeah, I hope it was good for the woodland creatures.
Well, definitely great for a walk over this next couple of days, but I'm tracking a cool down. When you're going to be wanting to cuddle with those furry friends of yours in my full forecast ahead.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles, watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other.
on a deeper level. Father,
Cosplayer,
mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward. Come together.
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
All right, we're taking a live look at campus. This is the Foundational Science Building, and now to Ryan with the weather.
Boy, it was nice and clear out there, and a great day to take a look at anything, including fall colors. Take a look at what we've got going on right here. Clear as a bell. You'd be hard-pressed to look anywhere except for deep into the plains where we've got our next weather maker. But high pressure, at least in the interim, is remaining in control. Take a look at these temperatures. Still kind of warm for this time of year, but 55 in Muncie. Got a cool spot in Terre Haute at 48, 56 in Champaign. A little bit earlier, we were in the mid-70s there in central Illinois, and that's going to be part of the going pattern as we go along. But right along average for this time of year, 74 degrees was our high for today. Not too shabby at all. As far as records, though, we'd be hard-pressed to reach that. It was 90 set in 1951. But we're getting close to a point where maybe we might talk about close to records in the other direction. I'm not saying we'll get too close, but it's going to get pretty cold later on in my full forecast. 41, however, is a pretty chilly temperature overnight under clear skies. A little bit of a change, a turnaround as some high pressure continues to become a little bit more firmly rooted. 75 tomorrow, ideal for your fall color watching, and sunny. So those leaves will have a nice golden tint on them. Look at that clearing and watch as things move along, however, and you'll discover we've got a bit of a low pressure system and a little bit of upper level assistance that will help spark a few showers that will last from the morning into the afternoon hours before clearing out. You get some partly to mostly cloudy skies. And then here we go. Here's that front moving along, and the bottom falls out after that. Folks, we're in for a bit of a ride. Our high is 74 Thursday, but look at this. A 19-degree temperature drop. Hold on to your hats and watch those G-forces, people, on that ride. So that sets the tone for the mid-7-day forecast. We've got a nice couple of days, Wednesday into Thursday, but then we start to get breezy and cold with the chances, especially on Sunday morning, for frost, maybe even freeze in some of our outer sections. But then, as we work our way along, look at that. 72, we're back to normal by the time we reach this time next week. So here we are. We're back in the middle of fall at that swing of things as that jet stream dips and waves along. You get weather changing as you go along. It gets really fun. So please remember to follow us on Twitter and Facebook at NLI Weather. And along with that, if you've got fall pictures to send in, please tag us on those pages and you might see those on our air. Colors are starting to change. So definitely
Perfect.
Good weather for that
All right,
until we
well,
get cold.
Thank you so much, Ryan. We appreciate it. Now we're going to send it over to Brendan with sports.
Hey, thanks guys. One local high school football player is staying close to home for college.
and another Ball State athlete earning MAC honors. All this and more next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Brendan Mullett with sports. Monroe Central football looking to finish their regular season on a high note. NewsLink Indiana's Zach Greer caught up with a local senior and his plans for the future.
These are the sounds that are heard on a weekly basis on the sidelines. Located at Monroe Central High School, you will find plenty of senior leaders. One of these leaders is a multi-position player in Luke Jones.
Made the transition to wide receiver going into my freshman year because Jackson Olin was the quarterback here. I wouldn't have had a chance to play, so I wanted to just be on the field. So I took that chance and it worked out for me. So I played that for about 3 years and then I'm back to quarterback from the last one.
Whether playing quarterback, wide receiver, or defensive end, Luke Jones has always made an impact on the players and coaches of the Golden Bears.
Luke's special. He's a lot of times, a lot of games, he's the best football player on the field, and that's why he's going to have a chance to do some more when he's done here at the collegiate level. So I think Luke's been special. We benefit from him greatly.
He's a monumental player. Like, if you need something done, you know he'll get it done. If something breaks down when he's in the pocket, he can get out of there, he can get 20 more yards.
For many high school athletes, deciding where to play college football is a task in and of itself. But for Luke Jones, the answer is right here at Schumann Stadium.
The biggest thing was being able to stay home, close to friends and family, and like I said, I really loved the staff there. Every time I visited, it felt like home, so it was just a really easy choice for me.
And after every single whistle, Jones continues to lead among his peers.
Stepping into a leadership role, it's been easy. I'm a vocal person, it's in my personality to be a leader, so it wasn't that hard of a transition for me.
Monroe Central has 2 more games left in the regular season, and led by Jones, the Golden Bears look to accomplish something for the first time in school history, compete for a state title. In Parker City, Zach Greer, NewsLink, Indiana.
Moving things over to the pitch, Ball State Soccer's Bethany Mosier winning MAC Defensive Player of the Week today. The goalkeeper earning the award after helping lead the Cardinals to a 2-0 record over the past week. Mosier recording 3 saves in Ball State's 4-1 victory over the Northern Illinois Huskies last Thursday. The keeper once again putting on a strong showing on Sunday in a 2-0 shutout victory over Bowling Green. Mosier and the Cardinals will hit the road this Thursday as they take on the Rockets of Toledo at 7 p.m. in Ohio. Heading over to the fairway, Ball State women's golf competing in the Butler Fall Invitational yesterday and today. The Cardinals finishing 9th out of 15 schools. Ball State improving each round, hitting 43 over par in round 1, 34 over in round 2, and 30 over in round 3. Sarah Gallagher leading the way for the Cardinals, finishing 18 over par. Gallinger tying for 7th place individually out of 93 overall competitors. Austin Peay State winning the tournament with a 3-round total of just 60 strokes over par. Ball State will return to action next Monday in the Rocket Classic. And guys, as fall break is slowly approaching, it'll be nice for at least some students to stay here on campus to cheer on some of the sports teams, as there's many action this weekend during the break.
Definitely. What are your plans this weekend?
I mean, honestly, I'm heading home, but I know as a former athlete that it's always nice to, have some supporters in the stands. I remember my mom was a huge supporter for me when I played sports, so it's always nice to have some spectators in the stands.
That's perfect. Kennedy, you?
I'm heading home to see what is going on there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're wishing them the best of luck. But coming up, we'll have a look at your campus coverage.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. My name is Maria Perez, and this is your campus coverage. Different holidays are coming up, and Ball State Late Night is prepared with different activities just for you. Every Saturday night from 8 to 10, students here at Ball State are able to enjoy a variety of activities. Late Night is hosted by students, and parties are always full of delicious foods, activities, and plenty of fun.
My name is Paige. I work for Late Night. Late Night is basically a student organization where we put on different themed events to holidays and stuff. We just put on fun little activities for college students to do. I usually work at the little craft station. We're open 8 p.m. to 12 now. We just changed our hours actually.
These events are hosted every Saturday at Student Center, and all you need is your student ID, and everything is free for you to enjoy. So if you're bored in the middle of a night on Saturday, they will have something just for you.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Maria. Hoping those evening temperatures aren't too chilly.
I hope so.
Well, starting out, definitely on the warmer side, but looking forward towards our weekend. I mentioned getting close to record temperatures. We won't reach that, but those are like 29 or something like that. Still pretty darn chilly. As a matter of fact, that's a lot like a mid-November sort of deal, man. But anyway, getting back to normal by the time we reach the beginning of next week. Definitely a time to cuddle the kittens as we think of World Animal Day. Rock those sweaters, get that pumpkin spice latte going, because we're definitely getting into some deep fall weather, folks. And indeed, send in some pictures if you got them. And tag our Facebook and Twitter at NLI Weather.
All right, thank you so much, Ryan. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news, anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.